You're not supposed to be here, ma'am. Officer Carl Bowers barked, eyes narrowing at the poised black woman in the middle of Liberty Courthouse's marble-floored lobby. Who let you in? I'm looking for room 4B, she said calmly, her tone smooth as glass. I have a meeting. With who? He shot back, scanning the ID badge hanging from her neck, then blatantly ignoring the details. Doesn't matter. Show credentials or I'll escort you out. I'd appreciate it if you lowered your voice, she said, unfazed. I'm here on official business. Carl scoffed. Official? You're not staff, not an attorney. People like you don't just stroll in here. She stayed rooted. People like me? His eyes narrowed. Don't start that. Papers. Now. He stepped in aggressively and grabbed her arm. Hands where I can see them. Are you resisting? Let go of me, she said, voice tightening. You're making a very serious mistake. The lobby fell silent. A receptionist froze mid-type. Two guards exchanged glances, but did nothing. Carl's grip tightened. You don't get to talk to me like that, he hissed. You one of those activists here to make trouble? Wearing your little power suit thinking you own the place. Murmurs spread across the lobby. A lawyer stood still, phone in hand. A clerk peeked from behind the records desk. Carl suddenly spun her toward the counter, pinning her arms. A sharp thud echoed as her elbow hit the edge. She winced but didn't cry out. Someone gasped. Another raised a phone, only for an officer to knock it down. I need backup, Carl growled into his radio. Possible hostile. Non-compliant. Potential threat. She turned her face toward him, filled with disdain. You have no idea who you're laying hands on. Just then, the elevator dinged. A woman stepped out briskly, holding a folder. Ms. Green, she called, eyes wide. Carl didn't budge. What did you just call her? That's Director Alana Green, the woman said. Let her go. Carl's face twisted. Director of what? Don't give me that crap. Director of Internal Investigations for Justice and Police Conduct, she shot back. She outranks every uniform in this building. Still, Carl shoved her again, slamming her into the counter once more. You're assaulting a senior official, the woman shrieked. Carl snarled. You think this is some community meeting? I run this courthouse. That's when a deep voice rang out. Officer Bowers, step away from her. Judge Gerald Morton appeared, his face thunderous. You just assaulted your superior. In public. On camera. Carl's jaw clenched. She never said who she was. The judge cut him off. Because she's black? You didn't even ask. You just assumed. You've done it before, haven't you? Phones are now out. Bystanders filmed openly. I want him disarmed. Right here, Alana said, rising slowly. In front of me. Carl, said Officer Jenkins, stepping up. Let's not do this. Carl hesitated, eyes flicking around. The silence was thick. Everyone could feel the tension clawing the air. Finally, he unbuckled his gun and badge, slamming them on the counter. Here, enjoy the show. As Alana walked toward the elevator, people parted silently. The only sound was the click of her heels on tile. Detain him, the judge ordered. Jenkins obeyed without a word. In her temporary fourth-floor office, Alana sat alone. A security camera blinked in the corner. The bruise on her arm throbbed, but she pushed the pain aside. The file in front of her was thick, detailed. She'd reviewed every page. T9:01 a.m. There was a knock. Come in, she said, not looking up. Carl entered, no longer a cop, just a man in wrinkled clothes, eyes bloodshot from a sleepless night. No weapon, no badge, no authority. He dropped into the chair with a bitter smirk. Let's get it over with. This isn't a performance, she said, flipping a page. You're under internal review. Abuse of power, racial misconduct, physical assault. And that's just yesterday. Carl's jaw tightened. What shocks me most, she continued, is how unbothered you seem. This wasn't your first time, not even your fifth. You've silenced people before, buried reports, cowed women into silence. But today, she looked him dead in the eye. Today, the system turned around, and you weren't ready. Carl scoffed, but said nothing. She leaned forward. Do you know what kind of coward hide behind a badge? He didn't respond, just stared out the window. Alana closed the file slowly, the air between them thick with unspoken fury. And you still think you're the victim. Before Carl could speak, her intercom buzzed. "Ma'am, Officer Jenkins is here with a statement you requested." "Send him in," she said, eyes never leaving Carl's. He shifted in his seat. For the first time, his shoulders drooped. This wasn't over. Not for her, not for him, and certainly not for the courthouse that had stayed quiet too long. Carl Bowers sat in the interrogation room, arms crossed. "I have nothing to say." Director Alana Pierce didn't flinch. "Of course not. Men like you think the badge is a shield." Carl scoffed. "And you think your title makes you different? They won't let you last." "They said that in Boston. In Atlanta. Newark too. Those who thought like you, gone." Fear flickered in his eyes. His grip on power was slipping. Alana slid 2 papers across the table. "One's your resignation. The other confirms suspension. The committee will decide what comes next. You choose." Carl stared at them. Unmoved, she leaned in. "Don't take too long. My next appointment is with the officer you fired for reporting your racism." He's ready to talk. Carl's hands trembled. He picked up the pen. "This won't stick. It already has." As he was escorted out, no one saluted. Power had shifted. "Director," her assistant said softly, "Samuel Thompson's mother is here." Alana's expression softened. She opened a file. "Samuel, 17, black, smiling. Killed by police 3 months ago. No prints. No weapon. No theft." Maria Thompson entered slowly, a worn folder in her hands and grief heavier than silence. "Thank you for coming," Alana said gently. "No one listened before," Maria whispered. "I don't even know why I'm here. Because someone finally will." "This Saturday, the report says your son ran," Alana began. Maria took out a photo. "He ran because a white officer threatened him the week before. He didn't feel safe." Alana nodded. "I understand." "No, you don't," Maria said. "They gave me his things like it was lost mail. No apology. Just silence." Alana placed a still image on the table. This wasn't in the report. A store camera caught it. Samuel wasn't running. He was walking. Maria's hands trembled. "So they lied. We're reopening the case." Maria didn't cry. She shattered. Alana knelt beside her, gently took her hand. "I promise. I will find out who did this." Later, officers Kevin Rhodes and Mike Davis sat in a courthouse side office, staring at a screen. "Internal review notice, Thompson case." "Told you she wasn't playing," Davis muttered. Rhodes sneered. "They'll push her out soon." But deep down, they both felt the walls closing in the interrogation room. Rhodes smirked. "That case was cleared. Kid ran. He threatened us." Alana entered, folder in hand. "He didn't run. He didn't threaten. And he was unarmed." Rhodes leaned back. "You gonna preach now?" "I'm here to remind you. The badge protects those who honor it." She placed the autopsy report on the table. "Bruises on his wrists. No struggle. The report you signed is false." "You accusing me?" "Not yet." She motioned for a witness. Diego Espina entered, nervous. "I saw it." Samuel raised his hands. One officer pushed him. The other shot. "Can you identify the shooter?" Diego looked at a monitor showing Rhodes and Davis. "Him. Rhodes." Rhodes slammed the table. "This is a setup." Alana didn't flinch. "It's the truth. His story matches the video. The bruises show restraint, not resistance. Your body cam was off." Silence. Then Rhodes muttered, "You think this is justice?" "It's politics." "No," Alana replied. "It's what justice looks like when it finally shows up." As she walked out, her assistant handed her a sealed folder. Inside was a memo. The Internal Review Committee was convening early. The Thompson case was officially reopened. Charges recommended. Then her private phone buzzed. "Be careful. They're coming for you." She stared at it, lips tightening. Down the hall, Maria Thompson sat alone, clutching her son's photo, and in the department's shadows, old Power whispered, "Not everyone wanted the truth."